Hi guys, welcome to TCM Education. Good news, the 15-minute barrier that was imposed by YouTube on our channel, being that we are a new channel, was lifted. Now I can talk here for 5 hours. Obviously I'm not going to do it, but that's an open option. So let's start reviewing the three lists: the long screen, the short screen, and our premier feature, which is the daily power list. And as you can see, it's midday 12:30. We have 9 matches, long and short, on the power list. On the long screen we have 8 matches, and on the short screen we have 16 matches. So we have to basically liquidate some of the stocks here in the short screen, because we cannot get along with so many. Okay, so let's see later how we're going to do it, but let's start with the longs. The market is down 0.77 on the Qs and 0.74 on the SPY, basically barely moving intraday. So let's take a look at the long screen. So only 8 matches found, and I had my eyes on one, KalVista. Why? Because immediately you'll see that its technicalities are very good. So let's move to KalVista. Obviously the stock is on a huge gap up. You can see the huge gap. It closed at 11 Thursday before the holiday, opened up at 14. That's like 20% up or something like that. Anyway, it's up right now. It's up 25%, 24.42%. Okay, so what do we see here? This is the 3-minute chart. So the stock moves up and down, creates a clear support level here at the lows, and then starts climbing. And there are a couple of potential entry points that we can discuss. First of all, using the lows under 1340 and entering above, or using this 1360 breakout reversal level and buying it here with a risk of around 20 to 25 cents. So again, the 1% theory is not going to work here, because it's a very volatile stock, and 10 cents, it doesn't make sense. So here it will need to be way more aggressive. So that's one, I think that's not very positive. However, if we look at the reversal over the round number 14 or continuation and the VWAP, you can see, guys, that the VWAP is at 1385. So that's exactly 15 cents. That's exactly 1% on $14 stock. That fits. Okay, so if we're using this support level here at the VWAP, let's draw it in red, which is the VWAP also. And again, hold on a second. Let me draw it. Okay, here it is. So now what we're seeing here is a potential trade over 14 out of the list. Very, very easy to figure out. And what is the target on this trade? Again, our strategy is let the trade run. Now, if you had an entry at 1360, it's already more than $1 in the money. That's $1 on a $13 stock is 7 to 8%. But the risk was 2, not 1. Now the risk is really 1%, and let's see how far can it go. If it's going to move over 15, which is now the highs of the day, we can consider one of two things. And of course, the stop loss should be immediately now at the entry. So that's already a no-brainer. So couple of options: to elevate the stop loss to this support level, which is 1450, stay at the entry, and wait for 4 p.m. Can this stock move another $1 to the upside? Let's take a look at the volume. Let's take a look at the YTD chart. Let's eliminate the VWAP. So you can see the huge volume. That's amazing. You can see versus a normal day, this stock has I don't know, 1,000% more or something like that. So on a normal day, trades, where is the volume? Hold on a second. Let me check. The volume on a regular day is 700,000 shares. Right now it trades 6 million shares. That's a factor of 100. That's 10,000% more. So the volume is perfect. Highs of the day are 15. Again, if you want a big winner, stick to the plan, and the plan tells you us the smart plan is wait, do nothing. This is why you're trading off this list. This list populates only 7 matches out of 6,000, which is percentage-wise is 0.00 something percent, as very small percentage. Trust the system. Sorry, that's not the list. This is the list. Sorry, 7 matches out of 6,000 stocks that are trading. Okay, let's move to another one. Let's go now very fast through this list. Enovix. What's going on here? You can see, based on the daily, it's in the middle of the range. Volume 15 million shares, up 10%. Yeah, the range is the range percentage is also way above 5%. Let's move to the 3-minute bar. Okay, add the VWAP, and now we're in business. Now let's see if we can figure out a trade, either a support level or a reversal long, like 1275 long. So let's say we buy the 1275 long. Where is the stop loss? The VWAP is at 1264. That's 10 cents of risk. Doesn't look like a bad idea. It's not a great idea, but it's not a bad idea. What we don't like, what I don't like, is to see wicks on the upside and wicks on the downside. Again, nothing is perfect, so that's a potential trade. Circle is always a potential trade. Circle started with a gap up, a pullback, a leg up. Now let's see that, I mean, it's very volatile. It left a huge wick reversal bar here, a hammer, above 196. But this is not something that we can trade. We need patterns that stretch along 10, 20, 30 minutes, hopefully more. No trade here. Rocket Lab. Amazing. So a clear uptrend. The price action is awful though. Again, those wicks. The only thing that we can observe in Rocket Lab is that anytime that it touches the VWAP, pay attention, there are buyers. So the algos are buying close to the VWAP on an uptrend. That's a very, very strong signal for strength. Now, where do you buy it? In order to buy, enter a position here, you need to be very aggressive, because there are no technical patterns. Okay, so it reverses very, very fast. You have to react immediately. So patterns are not building because the buyers are hungry for Rocket Lab. Obviously, it's easy to see in retrospect where was a good entry, like maybe 34, 40, or 50. It's easier said than done. Okay, let's move on to another one. SandStore. Never heard about this company, which is weird, but Sand. Okay, actually we saw it in the first minutes. So what's going on here? First we move to the daily chart and see what's going on. Okay, daily chart. It gapped up, closed the gap, moved higher. Wow, what a weirdo. Okay, and you can see, guys, the huge pickup in volume, which is very important. Okay, now let's move to the intraday chart and see. Wow, was it a real trade, this bar, or a misprint? Weird. I think it's a misprint, but who knows? Okay, so where is the trade here? Let's bring in the view up again. Maybe we can use it, maybe we won't. Okay, clear uptrend. You can see what we can observe here. First of all, we can see this consistent climb in a channel. That doesn't necessarily give us an entry point. So we are now basically at the highs of the day, which are 10:30. Not a great entry point. We can set a trap and try to buy it on a pullback here to 10, or maybe on a pullback to 10. That's with limit orders. I won't do it myself. I mean, I don't suggest anybody do it. You can actually have if those who like to trade, and I don't see the reason why, but let's say you like to trade stocks under $20 or $30. The volume is amazing, but I think a good trade was a long time ago. The good trades came maybe around the 10 level. It's not volatile enough. I mean, obviously it's up 6%. Okay, let's move on. We don't want to force anything. Let's see. We have actually one stock, one additional stock only on this list. That's biotech stock as well. Biosensors something. Artello Biosensors. Daily first. YTD. Wow. What the hell? That's okay, guys. Now you know already what's going on here. The reverse split factor. Well, meaning this is all maybe a hoax. Again, I don't know anything about this stock. What I know is that it trades a lot of volume, but the liquidity looks terrible. I see the execution here, 1557, 1570, 1579. Terrible. Okay, let's move on. Not interested. We are not interested in this type of plays unless we see an amazing pattern. Do we see an amazing pattern? We see spreads. We see poor liquidity. Not to say, I mean, this stock can move back up over 16 or 17 and close at the highs of the day. Again, all it needs is some volatility and some volumes. You can see, guys, if you look at the bottom of the chart, there is no volume at all. Zero. The volume is zero. It means that you need to be lucky for a burst of volume. We cannot play the lucky. We don't have anything to work with other than this 15 support level. So if you pay attention, there's always something that stands out. And if you watch this 15 support level, can this level floor, can this floor support the trade? I mean, if it is a high volume non-spready stock, and now the spreads are 25 cents. That's crazy on a $16 stock. So I mean, if the volume are good and the spreads are decent, we can buy, let's say at 15, 20 or 30 with a limit order and use 15 as a stop loss. But this is not the case here, because if you place a stop loss, that can drop you back 50 cents to $1 easy. So no trade in ARTL, although it can be a great mover, but it's not our policy to risk. Okay, moving on. Let's go to the short screen. Hold on a second. Okay, short screen. We talked about the short screen. Plenty of stocks here. Plenty. 17 matches found. Now, if you want me to go to the 17 matches, that by itself is half an hour. So what can you do? First of all, some of those stocks should have been already in charts in front of you. For example, take a look at AOI. Sorry, AOI is not shortable. SERV. Let's see if it's shortable. Not shortable either. Wow, what happened today? There's a bunch of stocks and most of them are not shortable. Okay, let's go back to the list and sort it. Let's take 7 stocks out of this list and sort them. Increase the range percentage from 5 to 8. Okay, that's too much. Now I have only 5 matches. 5 to 7. Okay, 5 to 7 we have 13 matches. We can deal with that. My problem is that most of the stocks, I already checked that some of them don't have shorts available. So you want to go short and the stock and it's not shortable. That's not something that's very helpful. So like BMNR, for example, if you look at the chart, other than the gap, of course this stock can go also up very, very fast. Let's ignore it because that's a mega mover, very, very spready, can move up I don't know, $5 in a minute basically, which is a great thing, but it can go against you very fast. So let's look at this trade, for example. And here we like, I would like, and hope you agree with me. Let's move in. Let's bring in the VWAP again. Why the VWAP is not turning in? Oh, here it is. Sorry. So this stock is not shortable, but as you can see, this CORZ, Core Scientific, and again I have zero idea about its business, but who cares? Volume is great, 76 million shares. The daily chart, let's look at the YTD, and you can see a huge gap down. Okay, and an amazing trend on the daily. Let's follow the trend on the daily in this case. I mean, it's not like the intraday chart is so weak. And we can look here at 2 options. Either to buy it here at 15 and risk, let's call it 15 to 20 cent risk. I mean, the VWAP would have been nice, but it's 30 cents away. Or we can wait for this full reversal over 15.20. Anyway, this stock needs to be, if you're buying it, you need to be aware that, you know, the overall trend is up intraday, but it's after a huge gap down. So that raises a red flag. Having said that, the reversal in the morning session, if you watch it, guys, over 14.50 yielded nearly yielded $1.50, almost as high as 16. So the reversal up was an amazing. Let's see the risk here: 14.50. The VWAP at 14.21. So 2 cents, nearly 2% of risk for, how much was it? $1.50 for 10% of movement. 5 to 1, 5 to 1 risk reward, amazing. And again, that's why we're looking at those secluded or special lists. That's why we're looking at those lists, because those lists can give us those type of results. And again, being that we are trading money, not shares, and we're trading $10,000 or $20,000, imagine trading $20,000, 10% is $2,000. Of course, you don't know to sell at the highs, so you'll sell probably at 15.50. Okay, 150, still very good versus the risk. Okay, so that's definitely a trade to follow on the long side. Let's take a look at APGE. Another stock that's not shortable, at least on this platform, and I'm not looking at, I don't have time to look at my other platform. Very spready. Again, a spready stock. Volume is good, above 4 million shares, but it is something that I myself, on top of that, it's not shortable. But you know, let's say it is shortable, the entry should have been and could have been 40, risking in this case 30 cents. So not bad if you have the shorts available. 40 short, risking 30 cents, could have been in retrospect a good trade. Moving on, Webull, hate this stock. not shortable. I'm looking, and why I'm not talking is I'm looking, trying to understand what the hell's going on here. What's the trend? Is it up? Is it down? Obviously the stock is down a lot on a gap down, but what is the intraday trend? It's up from the VWAP, but I'm not sure what is the trend. Moving on. Sweet Green. Sweet Green is SG. That's a Chinese company. Okay. Here there is no doubt what is the trend. So gap down, reversal, breaking down under the VWAP. Was there a trade here? Was there a trade here? Yeah, there was a trade, but there wasn't a pattern. So maybe a trade under 14, but the pattern was lousy, and then it broke under the lows, but the stop loss would have been relatively big. So yes, clear downtrend, clear direction, clear entry points. With regard to stop losses, it's a no-no. So no trade. Galaxy Digital, pretty much the same. Gap down and go. Let me see the volume. Not that great. But the trend is great. And again, there's always something. In this case, you can observe. And again, take some time to observe, but take a look at this VWAP rejection. So if you observe the VWAP rejection, you can act. You can short at this level, assuming it's shortable. It's not, but let's say it is. You can short at 2040. And take the stop loss above 2060. Hold on a second, let's see what is the stop loss. Yeah, 2055. Let's round things up. 2055 and 2040, that's 15 cents of risk. So on paper, that's a good trade from the VWAP down if you observe it. And obviously keep in mind that in retrospect, it's always easier to observe. Okay, but that's why you're looking at this type of stocks to act and take very little risk, and this one fits the bill. Very little risk, good result. CleanSpark. Okay, this one is perfect in terms of the VWAP short reversal at 1140 with a risk of 10 cents. That's perfect. Again, not a big mover, but we don't care because we are patient and we hope that this trade will carry us to the end, through the end of the trading day. And maybe to the end of the trading day, it moves now under 11 and closes at, I don't know, let's say 1050. At 1050, that's a 10 to 1 risk reward. You risk 10 cents, you get $1. It doesn't get better than that. And again, maybe it's going to go very, very slow, but who cares? That's the smart trading. Don't do anything. Let this CLSK, not a disaster today, but let's take a look at the daily chart. See what are we facing there. YTD. No, it's not a weak stock. It's just going today to a sell-off. It has those sell-off bars. If you watch, guys, so it's very volatile. Can go both ways, obviously, but I'm just making a point. You are in this trade, you wait. Applied AOI was a huge winner for us, if you remember it, on Friday. Sorry, on Thursday. Take a look at that. Remember that 10% move intraday? That's hard to forget. Today, and this stock is not shortable, at least not in on this platform. Today it's all over the place, sharply lower, reversaling down, up. It's a monster mover again. Obviously, there is only one way to trade it, which is long, because there are no shorts. I'm thinking, normally we want to trade in the direction of the stock. This one is not really like a falling knife. Indeed, it had fallen in the morning session, then reversed, then it's down, now it's up. Okay, moving on. Bitdeer. Another stock that's obviously not shortable and very poor liquidity here. How do you see poor liquidity? You see gaps in the price. You see a lot of wicks. That's how you, and of course you can look at the bid and the ask and at the execution price. Right now I see execution price around 1240. Sorry, 1284, my mistake. I said 1240. It's 1284. Actually, it's showing some liquidity here. But it's not like I see a pattern that I would love to trade. And Quantum, that's a stock that trades a lot of volume, 15 million shares. We traded it so many times, or talked about it so many times. This one is clearly a candidate. Clearly a candidate for a short play, and the entry would have been 20, I think. Or maybe 20, the VWAP area. Not very clear, let's put it this way. So an entry could have been and should have been at least either 20 or 2020. The problem was that the pattern wasn't like a perfect pattern. There wasn't, let's face it, because of a couple of weeks, and sometimes you don't take a trade because you expect the price action to be more perfect. But this stock has amazing liquidity, no spreads at all. It's a great intraday mover, long and short. Okay, oh my god, it's not short. This one is not shortable as well. Too bad. Okay, finally one stock that's shortable, Riot. And if you look at the price action in Riot, something, I'm guessing something happened today with Bitcoin. Maybe a pullback. Where was a good entry? I think here. You can see at using the high of the day, sorry, high of the reversal, and shorting it with a 10-cent stop loss. So that fits perfect. A 10-cent risk, a target to the lows of the day. That's the target, which is under 11. So you have a 50-cent target, which is 5 to 1 on a 10-cent risk. Perfect. That's actually, if we look at this reversal short, this is perfect. Now the question is, will the execution be perfect? Will this stock move from 1150 to the lows of the day? Wow, what the hell? The charting package on this platform requires some brain damage. Okay, so but again, you can see this 1160 stop loss, 1152 to 1150 entry, as close as possible if you observe it, and now the target is from here to the lows. Will it deliver? We'll see. We'll see in about 3 hours, actually. Exactly 3 hours, because it's now at 1 a.m. So guys, take a look. It took me half an hour to deliver this cover up or recap, and I didn't get even to the most important list, which is hold on a second, the daily power list. Although many stocks are populating both, okay, but there are some that are not, and obviously you want to trade from this list first. I just did it, so you'll see that even if you don't build the power list, you go only with long and short, you'll be able to find two or three trades, and that's enough. if those continue until the close, one or two will develop 5% plus winners, and if there's going to be two losers, whatever, it's meaningless. I mean, it will eat into the profits, but still, the risk won't be unless it's a $10 stock or $11 stock, where normally it's tough to find a 10-cent stop loss. Most of the trades will be under the scrutiny of this 1% risk. So let's move actually now to the last list that I wanted to talk about, and this is not the ETFs, obviously. Talking about the ETF, we have the SPY, the lows of the day, exactly right now, and what is the Qs? Yeah, both of them are at the lows of the day, or near the lows of the day. And let's take a look at the big names. That's the name of this list, and it carries the following. Okay, no, okay, you cannot see it. Can you see it? No. For some reason, I cannot show you because I cannot enlarge the screen, but it includes the big names: Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Taiwan Semiconductor, Alibaba, and so forth, Oracle. So the worst performer is obviously Tesla. Now, what happened with Tesla? It gapped down because of the Trump. The Trump feud with Elon Musk is like something that's on the table, I guess. Now every 2 or 3 weeks something's going on in that relationship, and the things got sour with the announcement that Musk is looking to develop a new party, the American party. Obviously, his relationship with Trump won't grow on the positive side, according to that. So the stock gaps up, but look at this not disgusting, but really disappointing move. 292 is the price right now, and if it goes straight down, straight sideways, this is the price at 9:30 in the morning. So 3.5 hours later, the stock did nothing. So the attempt lower failed. The attempt higher failed, although there was some attempt higher. Absolutely a waste of time, and maybe a waste of money if you try to make something out of it. And on the positive side, we have Meta Platforms. Sorry, only one, Palantir. But I have to say that when the S&P is trending lower, and let me bring in the S&P actually. When the S&P is trending lower, and we are near the lows of the day, there was a spike maybe on some news. I don't know what type of news. Anyway, when this downtrend in the S&P, you don't want to go long on the big names, because the big names are attached, or very much attached, to the performance of the S&P. So you don't want to be long Nvidia or JP Morgan or Apple or any other stock. I mean, obviously Palantir is very strong today, up 2.5%, 2.6% when the market is down nearly 1%. So that's obvious strength. But you want to trade with the trend of the market, not against the trend of the market, unless you see a perfect trade in Palantir that you cannot avoid. So again, risking 1% suits basically any trade, as long as it's done according to a system. Okay guys, I hope that this thought process was helpful to you. Any questions, please use our email. We will be coming on live maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow for sure on Wednesday. So we have now the V from YouTube. We can open up the live stream, or at least that's going to be happening in 24 hours from now. So if not tomorrow, and I think tomorrow we'll just try to test it, how it works. And I've been on YouTube live for many years, but never managed it. So we'll have to, you know, take it into account, maybe a couple of days of accommodation, but we're coming on live ASAP. Okay guys, thanks a lot for being here. Do like, subscribe, and share this video, although it's too long. I mean, I didn't want to keep you here for 35 minutes. See you in the next video.